Our next dish is going to be an apple crisp, and again, we're using apples from Smith Family Farms. And this is using Virginia apples. You can use a combination of tart and sweet. We're going to use some Granny Smiths and some Gala apples for this one. Again, I like the combination of the two. We're going to add a whole lot of sugar to this dish, so you know the tartness of the apples is probably more important. And you can also choose to leave the skins on if you would like. I happen to take them off for this dish, but you're certainly more than welcome to use them either way. This dish is fairly simple to prepare, doesn't take much time, and can be made ahead of time and then cooked later. We're just going to have 6 to 8 apples that we're going to use, some cinnamon, some sugar, vanilla extract, and then we're going to add a topping, which is butter, sugar, and flour. So let's get on to that recipe. So for the apple crisp, I have the apples. It's in a nice thick casserole dish. They're diced up. There is some skin on some of them. It's just a combination. But with that, we're going to add some brown sugar. Actually, I'm sorry, we're going to add regular sugar. Brown sugar is for the topping. So we're just going to put a little regular sugar in there. We're going to put a little bit of vanilla extract to give it some flavor. A little bit of cinnamon for some flavor. Just want to mix it up a little bit. Again, as it cooks, it will have more flavor on there. But then for the topping, this is the most important part. You're going to use flour, brown sugar. You want to add a little bit of cinnamon and allspice, again, to give it that flavoring. And then we're going to add melted butter. And I find it's better to add a little bit at a time instead of adding it all at once, because if you have too much in there, it's not as easy to get it to clump together. And you really don't want to melt your butter until it's time to make the recipe, because if you do it too far ahead, your butter might solidify. All right, so once you have your topping together, and again, you can put more flour in there if you want it a little bit more crumbly. That's certainly up to you. But once you have your topping done, you want to go ahead and place it on your apples. Again, you want to make sure it's spread out pretty well. And certainly if you have a spatula, you can use a spatula. Sometimes it's easier just to use your hands. But you want to go ahead and get it on there. Now keep in mind, as it bakes, it is going to spread out and harden up. And so we're going to put this in an oven at 350, and this generally will take anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes to cook. Again, depending on the type of oven that you have, but we're going to go ahead and get that in and get it baking. So our apple crisp is complete. As you can see, the topping on it, it's nice and golden brown around the sides. You can see where the crust is nice and thick. It has a very, very flaky texture to it. The apples have cooked along the sides. You can see some of the juice that's left there. But this is, again, you can serve it hot or cold, whichever you would like. Nice fresh whipped cream or ice cream with it. Serve it right in the dish. Sometimes I don't like to serve them in these types of dishes because they do get a little bit of the splash from where you're preparing it. And of course, the apples cook down considerably. But again, if you have it with some ice cream and scoop it out of there, the flavor is absolutely amazing and goes great with it.